Good evening, Miss Selfie. My name is Kyla and I'm 11 too. My absent is 19. So now I will tell you about analytical exposition text and the personal letter. First, analytical exposition text. What is the analytical exposition text and the social function of this text? So, analytical exposition text is a text that elaborates the writer's opinion on phenomena or issues happening around him or her. The purpose of this text is to persuade readers that the issue is an important matter. The generic structure of this text are first the thesis. Thesis is the part that informs the reader about the main topic and the author's point of view. You can always find the thesis in the first paragraph of the text. The second, arguments. Arguments are opinions to support the main topic that has been presented before. And last is reiteration. Reiteration is a conclusion summing up the arguments, so reiteration is a reaffirmation of the author's position and opinion on the main topic. And the language rules are first, we use of simple present tense. Why do we need to use simple present tense in this text? So the analytical exposition text talks about general truths and arguments that are always true, like sound, logical, and factual. The second is we use of linking verbs, and last we use of connective words. For linking verbs and connective words, I will explain more in the next slides. The linking verbs. Linking verbs are different from action verbs because it don't express action. They connect the subject of the verb to additional information about the subject. So here is the common linking verb list. Am, are, is, was, were, appear, become, feel, has been, have been, had been, will be, shall be, grow, look, remain, should be, seem, sound, taste. Okay, connective words. The use of connective words aims to connect ideas, whether phrases, clauses, sentences, or paragraphs. First, contrasting information. Although, however, whereas, on the other hand, yet, but, unlike, even though. Second, comparison, adding information. Also, in addition, as well as, neither, similarly, and moreover. Third is explaining or causality. Because, therefore, thus, consequently, despite, due to, for that reason, since, as. And last, ordering and evaluating. Firstly, secondly, after, then, finally, furthermore, ultimately, the most important, another important, most of all. This is the example of analytical exposition text. So for there is no one best way until control pass is the thesis, and then firstly until lastly is arguments. Therefore, until agriculture is reiteration, and then for the language rules is linking verbs, firstly connective words, reduces simple present tense. And finally, I will explain about personal letter. What is a personal letter? Text. A personal letter is an informal letter that contains personal information such as expression of feelings, experience, stories, or news about you. Generally, the person you send a personal letter that to are a friend, a best friend, family member, or someone who is emotionally close to you. Okay, so the function of the personal letter. First, to inform. Personal letter discuss informal matters, so you can write a personal letter to inform them. Second, to keep in touch. Maybe for example, you already have friends from abroad, and since you can meet them due to distance, you can write them a personal letter. Ask them how they are doing and what they are up to. This way, you can continue to strengthen your friendship. The third is to share. One purpose of writing a personal letter is to share news. And the last is to persuade. Apart from the above goals, you can also write a personal letter with the aim of persuading others. For example, you can share them a letter to persuade them to go for holiday to Indonesia. You can tell them about the food or the place that they must do to Indonesia. And the structure of the personal letter. First, address. It contains the complete postal address of the receiver of the message. Second, date. It tells about the specific time the letter is written. Third, salutation and name or greeting. An interjection that used to open the conversation of the letter. For example, Dear Jonathan. Fourth, introduction. Fifth, body. Several paragraphs elaborates the aim of the letter. Closure or closing. A signature from the writer and the proper closing statement. For example, I am waiting for your reply soon. Complimentary close with love. Signature and the last postscript. Postscript is rarely used. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And characteristic of a personal letter. First, personal letter do not use letterhead. Second, personal letters have a variety of opening and closing salutation. Third, personal letters generally use informal language, with the writer using a first person point of view and the recipient using a second person point of view. And last is personal letters are not strictly bound by a specific letter format. This is the example of personal letter. So, Nusa Tenggara Timur is addressed um, 12th January 2014 is date. My dear lovely city, salutation. Hello, greetings. How are you, sweetie? Is introduction. I know until everywhere is the content of the letter or body. I got to go. Mom is here. I will see you soon. Closure or closing. Lots of love should be complimentary close. Lana signature. P.S. I'm bringing you a lot of souvenirs and pictures is postscript. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.